Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan. And today we are going to taste a couple of Sauvignon Blancs blind because I have to find a pick of the month for July. In June, July, and August, I pick white wines for my pick of the month. Makes sense. Sun's starting to come out. People are looking for white wines. The rest of the year it's red wines unless I find some unusually good white wine that I think should be pick of the month. It has happened in the past. So my pick of the month is one I put up in the front of my wine department. Every month I change it over. Usually fairly successful with it. I try to what we call the 80% formula. My assistant Scott has gotten pretty good at doing it himself. But through the years I've become adept at finding a wine that I think 80% of the people are going to like. And I've been pretty good at it. You know, the only month I diverge is my birth month, which is November. And I pick a wine that is kind of, might be a little bit quirky, but it's one that I really like. And I oftentimes sell a lot of that because people just want to find out what Stan, likes in wine. And it helps people stretch their palate horizons just a little bit, which is what I'm all about. So I have two Sauvignon Blancs, and I'm doing them blind mainly because I know both the winemakers. I'm friends with both the winemakers. They're both Washington State Sauvignon Blancs. So sometimes when you know them, I'll do this one because I like this guy and whatever. That's not the way I want to do it. For those of you who have watched my program over the years, I'm very picky about Sauvignon Blanc. I have a certain standard that I like to, when I'm putting a new item on the shelf, it has to fit that kind of standard. It's not a super high standard. It has nothing to do with price. It has to do with balance. I like a Sauvignon Blanc that has some fruit, acidity, and they're balanced. And without acidity, I don't think a Sauvignon Blanc is very good. Now, I'm not saying I don't carry any Sauvignon Blancs. You got to remember, I work in a grocery store, so you have to have some grocery store items. So, to get started here, my assistant Scott bagged these up, and we are going to try them. Number one. Which one will qualify as my pick of the month for July? Now, I'm in a weird spot in my wine department. I have a couple of rookies that have become a salesman. One, just right off the bat, he's just started. He's as green as they come. Nice guy. But we're going into the 4th of July, guys. And this is like the busiest. We'll have the busiest 3 days of any 3 days for the year. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are 3 of the busiest days you'll ever see in the wine department, in the store in general. So now I have a rookie. I have a guy that's just started about 8 months ago. I have a guy, one of my salesmen, super good at bringing wines for me to try, but he just had twins and he's trying to start a business. So he's a little bit sidetracked, consumed a bit, so he hasn't been stepping up to the plate. And I live on an island that requires a ferry ride over, so some of my salesmen live off island, as we say, and in order to get over here they have to catch a ferry and spend some time and show me some wines. So they don't show up as often in the summertime because it's harder to get a ferry. It's super busy. I see them more in the winter than I do in the summer, which is disappointing in a way to me. I wish they would come over because then I would have already had my pick of the month. So here we go. You are going to pick the wine with me. Now, I wish I could have your input right here live, but I don't. I should do a live TikTok, actually. That'd be fun. So, number one, a very clear, little bit of a straw color, very light. Let's see what we get on those. Definitely apple and melon right off the bat. There's a little bit of earthiness to this, not quite mushroom, but heading that way, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so apple melon, a little bit of a savory kind of mushroom-esque sort of smell. Let's see, we get on the palate. See, now this has good balance. Good, fresh acidity. Not too cutting, but it does have that nice acidity that really penetrates your palate. Beautiful summer wine. That's why I picked these for the summer. I get some apple. I get a little bit of tropical fruit notes, like maybe a little bit of mango in there as well. And then there's a citrus element that comes through on the backside. Sort of an orange citrus thing that's going on. And it kind of lingers. I like this one a lot. The fruit expands on the mid palate a bit, then it turns into drier style. You almost get like an orange rind sort of thing going on with this one. Like this one a lot. There's even some minerality that's kind of showing itself there. So we're going to grade this one. I like this one. And the finish lingers quite a bit. Off to a good start. Let's move on to number 2. That one's really good. It's going to be hard to beat this one. Number 2. Okay, so again, like I said, I know what these wines are. I just don't know. I don't want to do them. I don't want to see the labels necessarily. I want to see what comes out in the front without me knowing which one is which. They're both Washington Sauvignon Blancs. There you go, number 2. So this one, about the same. Kind of a light straw color. Let's see what we get on those. A little bit different. I'm getting some pineapple notes on this one. Definitely some apple, which is not uncommon in Washington State Sauv Blanc. Oftentimes you get apple, melon. Apple's a big aromatic component in the Washington Sauv Blanc. Not as aromatic as number 1. I am getting some apple notes and a little bit of ripe pineapple coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. This has an interesting, almost kind of an old world funk on it, which is, I find, quite interesting. Very fresh, very bright, good acidity. I think the number 1 had a little more cutting acidity in this one, but this is nice and fresh and bright, which we're looking for in a Sauvignon Blanc. Those pineapple notes really come through with the apple on this one, which is very, very interesting. I don't often get pineapple in a Sauvignon Blanc, but that's okay. I like pineapple notes in my wine. Almost a combination of red and green apple notes coming through with that little touch of pineapple. Not a huge amount, but just there. And there's also some melon notes. This is nice and fresh, good Sauvignon Blanc. I like it. So I think you can tell from my reaction, I'm not going to try and hide it from you. I do like number 1 more than number 2. I think 2's very good. Certainly qualifies to go in the wine department section. This is what I'm looking for. Both of these have all the elements I'm looking for in a Sauvignon Blanc. And the price point on these are really good too, because that's really another thing that I try to do with my pick of the month. I want it to be, I always tell my wine sales, I'd like to be at under $15, and it shows it punches way above its weight class. Now you can find those, and you really have to do that. But, you know, I think number 1 punches above its weight class big time. I know they're both under $15 because that's kind of the criteria I go to. I have gone up to $17 retail if it's exceptional for the money. So in second place, number 2, wouldn't you know it, with a B, which is a great grade. I'm going to have a whole episode on the 100-point system because I just want you to know straight up how I feel about that 100-point system. I've gone to the grading system. I got it from Joe Roberts, One Wine Dude, if you ever want to look him up. He does it. I think it's a great way to do it. It's just really basic, but it just keeps that scale down a little bit. I'll talk about that later. So in second place for the B is the Walla Walla Vintners 2025, I believe. I'm sorry, I don't have my reading glasses with me. Yeah, 2025 Sauvignon Blanc, Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $15, so it's right on the cusp there. Derek Vipon is a very talented winemaker. This is a very good Sauvignon Blanc, but I just thought number one kind of really took the show here with a B+, A-. This is the Terra Blanca Arch Terra Sauvignon Blanc, Yakima Valley, 2024. This rolls in at $13, so this falls right into that category I really like. Keith Pilgrim is a great winemaker, very talented winemaker, and this is a Red Mountain. He's up in Red Mountain, but he gets the fruit for a Sauvignon Blanc from Yakima Valley. Very good Sauvignon Blanc. Terra Blanca Arch Terra Sauvignon Blanc will be my pick of the month for July, so I'm excited about that. Both of these are very good, so if you're ever looking for really good Sauvignon Blancs, these both qualify as solid Sauvignon Blancs, especially for the price. There you have it. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. Please subscribe to my channel if you like what you see and you want to. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe so you can see what's coming up. I'm wrapping up the content because I have to do it. This is what I do. This is my life. I love wine. I love talking about it. I love selling it. And I love helping people find great values. That's what I do. And I want you to remember, always have an adventurous palate. Cheers.